Hi, friends. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Sharon Lowe, and I lead the Americas Marketing. Today, we're joined with two gentlemen. One is Eduardo Mecking, our country manager for Brazil, and Joao Labre, who is our director for modern apps. Well, I'm going to start with Mecking, who commonly we use his last name. Can you tell us a little bit about your role?
Sure. Thanks, Sharon. Hello, my name is Eduardo Mecking. I worked for IT industry for more than 30 years, delivering and selling professional and managed services for global companies and really complex and large, successful delivery projects.
Joao, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Joao Labre, and I have been working with technology for more than 25 years now. Most of the time with collaboration solutions, developing and selling custom applications across different industries. I believe that today, like never before, there are many disruptive technologies to drive application modernization. The cloud, AI, and low-code are only a few of them.
Well, thank you for the introduction, gentlemen. I'm going to ask Mecking a few questions about, from his perspective, what are the main reasons, an organization want to modernize the apps? I'll start with you first, Mecking, and then I'll move to Joao. Mecking, go ahead.
Perfect. Yeah. From my extensive experience, what I've seen is that many companies really struggle with legacy applications, and they try to solve that only moving them to the cloud, but only moving doesn't solve all the issues they may have. But there's a way to address that issues with especially low-code and no-code technologies, and not only considering moving the application, but also modernizing it, right? We've seen many, but mainly 6 primary drivers for modernization. 3 of them connected to business. The first one is business fit. Sometimes the legacy application doesn't connect to the business anymore, right? Also business value, which is tied to the first one. And finally, culture and agility. We see many legacy applications developed for more mature people that usually don't have the approach that younger people like to use, or the user experience for younger people, right? The 3 last drivers are connected to IT, because managing legacy applications come with costs and complexity, and usually risk connected to it. And the cost of ownership of those applications is really usually bad. And the way to address that is modernizing those applications.
Well, Mecking, what are your expectations for the upcoming trends for modern apps? Tell us a little bit more about your insights and how your customers are also approaching that.
Sure, Sharon. Yeah, I see several exciting trends and marketing trends regarding the modern application market as a whole. First, I see that many modernization of applications is connected to the cloud, right? Because of the technology that cloud brings, like a platform as a service, it's easier and faster and less risk to migrate those applications, those legacy applications, into modern applications. Also, it brings agility and scalability, some things that cloud has, that usually when you only modernize but keep that application on premises, for example, you don't have. Another trend that I see is containerization technologies in place, because legacy applications usually were large servers, large applications with kind of a monoliths, and finally low code and no code, because we see that in this case, the people usually can develop applications without even connecting to IT services, right, to IT department usually, and it comes to faster and easier developments and deployments of applications than the traditional way of developing legacy applications.
Now, Joao, can you tell me what are some of the biggest challenges that you see when modernizing apps?
Sure. There are some basic challenges, starting with budgets, application modernization, budgets. So modernizing applications can be expensive, and organizations need to allocate sufficient funds for the whole process. Also, your heavy legacy ecosystem. Modernizing the entire legacy ecosystem can have a significant impact on your business. So it's important that you plan accordingly. Also, lack of proper documentation. Legacy applications may not have the proper documentation, so it may be difficult to understand the functionality and dependencies. Data migration issues. Migrating data from legacy to modern systems can be challenging, and you may result with data loss or data corruption. Also, security concerns. Modernized applications need to be secure, of course, and they need to be compliant with current industry standards. And also lack of skilled resources. Organizations may not have all the necessary skills in-house to modernize their applications. Despite of this, I think local platform can help modernize their legacy software applications and systems quickly and cost-effective. I think low-code platforms help by simplifying the process of application development and reducing time and cost required to build new applications. These are the two main reasons. They enable developers to create applications using virtual interfaces, drag and drop tools, and rather than writing the code from scratch. So local platforms can help organizations modernize legacy systems by enabling also integration with other systems and other services into the existing systems. This improves the user experience in applications by enabling the creation of more intuitive and user-friendly interfaces. So overall, low-code platforms offer a powerful tool to modernizing legacy software applications and systems, enabling organizations to create new applications quickly and cost-effectively, while improving the user experience and staying competitive in today's business environments.
So tell me, what's your strategy, migrating all the legacy applications to the cloud?
Sure. There are 6 or 7 strategies well known in the market. Lift and shift is the simplest one. This strategy involves moving the application as it is to the cloud, making no change at all at the architecture or the functionality. This approach is quick and easy, and it not very expensive, but it doesn't take very advantage of the benefits of the cloud. There is also replatforming. This strategy involves making some changes to the application's architecture and functionality to take advantage of the cloud native features. This approach can be more time consuming, of course, but it's better than lift and shift and can provide better performance and scalability. Refactoring could be the best one. It involves rewriting the application's code to take a full advantage of the cloud native features. So this approach can be more time consuming, but it also provides the most benefits in terms of performance, scalability, and cost savings after all. You can also use a retiring strategy. If the application there's no need for this application, or it's not worth modernizing. Also, you can rehost. You can move your application to a new hosting environment without making any changes at all. And also, you can replace. You can use a new cloud-native application that provides similar or even better functionality than you have today. It's important to note that there is no one-size-fits-all approach, of course. So every organization needs to decide which is specific to your needs.
Thank you, team, both of you. These are wise words, and thank you for sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, and thank you for your time again. And to our viewers, stay tuned for more upcoming sessions.